The mirror of creation. The discovery imagines staring into a mirror, but not just a mirror of light, a mirror of time itself. Not your reflection staring back, but the trembling glow of creation's very first heartbeat. A window not into your own eyes, but into the infancy of existence, when matter and energy were still learning how to become real. That's what the James Webb Space Telescope was built to be, a golden time machine, a mechanical oracle crafted by human hands. Each mirror polished with purpose, each sensor designed not to look outward, but backward, across more than 13 billion years of silent cosmic history. It was meant to reveal simplicity, a young universe filled with chaos, warmth, and infinite potential. A sea of dust, gas, and glowing hydrogen, the raw ingredients of everything that would one day become stars, planets, and perhaps life itself. But when Webb turned its mirrors toward the darkness, when it peered deeper than any telescope before it, what it saw was not infancy. It was not the cosmic cradle scientists had prepared to find. It was something ancient. Something finished. Something that should not have existed, and yet, it did. Instead of faint blurs and formless clouds, Webb captured galaxies, spirals of starlight swirling like fingerprints across eternity. These were not cosmic toddlers taking their first steps. They were galaxies in full bloom, graceful, organized, impossibly old. It was as though the universe had skipped childhood entirely, leaping straight into adulthood in a fraction of the time physics allowed. Decades of theory began to unravel. Every textbook, every simulation, every trusted equation suddenly felt fragile, as though the ground beneath cosmology itself had begun to shift. The deeper Webb looked, the stranger the story became. Because these galaxies didn't just exist, they were thriving. Their ancient light carried the fingerprints of elements that shouldn't have appeared for billions of years. Oxygen. Carbon. Even iron. These are not simple atoms. They are the ashes of stars, born, lived, and died on a cosmic scale. Forged in nuclear furnaces, cast into space by supernovae, they are the building blocks of planets, oceans, and life. And yet here they were, glimmering in galaxies that should not have had enough time to create them. It was as though the universe had already lived through entire generations of stars, within only a few 100 million years after the Big Bang. The timelines didn't just feel compressed, they felt shattered. And then came the discovery that silenced the room. A monstrous black hole, resting calmly at the heart of one of these ancient galaxies. Its gravity bent space like a scar across the dark. 1 billion times more massive than our Sun, yet existing when the universe was still in its infancy. That shouldn't have been possible. Even the most accelerated models of growth couldn't explain it. It was like finding a fully grown forest in a field that had only just been planted. Every rule of astrophysics trembled under the weight of Webb's vision. Every explanation felt like science fiction. And so, scientists began to whisper. New theories. New possibilities. Maybe these black holes weren't born from dying stars at all, but from the direct collapse of matter in the earliest universe. Maybe dark matter, that invisible substance thought to shape existence, played a far more aggressive and mysterious role than anyone imagined. Maybe time itself flowed differently back then, warped, stretched, and curved in ways our physics cannot yet describe. Because what Webb was showing us wasn't just data. It was a new reality. A universe that grew up too fast. A cosmos that broke its own rules. A creation that refused to wait for permission. The awakening universe. For the first time in modern science, astronomers found themselves staring not just into the past, but into a mystery so vast, it made the beginning itself feel uncertain. What do you do when the universe stops following its own rules? When everything you thought you knew about creation suddenly feels incomplete? For scientists, that realization arrived quietly, not in thunder or chaos, but in silence. As data from the James Webb Space Telescope whispered a truth no one expected to hear. Webb wasn't built to break physics. It was meant to confirm it, to fill in the blanks of our cosmic story. Instead, it rewrote the story entirely. The universe it revealed was not patient or simple. It was fast, structured, and impossibly old, as if creation itself had been in a hurry. Galaxies that should have been primitive were mature. Stars that shouldn't exist yet burned heavy with metals. It was like reading the final chapter of a book before even discovering the first page. Suddenly, cosmology, once confident and precise, felt uncertain again. And so began a quiet revolution of thought. Some scientists whispered that dark matter, once seen as silent scaffolding, might be alive with purpose, weaving galaxies faster than light could measure. Others wondered if time itself once flowed differently, stretched, folded, or looped, allowing eons to pass in moments. And a few dared to ask the most unsettling question of all. What if the universe was never chaotic to begin with? What if it was born ordered, a perfect structure, unfolding like memory, not evolution? As Webb gazed deeper, patterns began to emerge. Golden spirals. Elegant ratios. Familiar geometry repeating across galaxies. It wasn't chaos. It was choreography. The universe seemed to move to a rhythm older than time itself. Was it chance, or a signature left by something vast, something aware? Then Webb saw the impossible. Organic molecules drifting through intergalactic space, complex carbon chains, the seeds of amino acids, floating through the void for billions of years. If that's true, then life isn't rare. It's fundamental, a pattern written into the fabric of existence. And then came the image that changed everything, 6 galaxies arranged like petals around a glowing core. Perfect symmetry. Astronomers called it the flower. No gravitational lensing could explain it. No simulation could recreate it. Some said coincidence. Others whispered, what if it was meant to be seen? Because the deeper Webb looked, the more the universe seemed to respond. Tiny fluctuations appeared in repeated observations, subtle yet undeniable. As if awareness itself left fingerprints in the data. What if the act of watching changes the watched? What if we're not just observers, but participants in the unfolding of reality itself? Maybe consciousness isn't a side effect of creation. Maybe it's one of its ingredients. Because what Webb revealed wasn't just light, it was reflection. Awareness meeting awareness. Perhaps the universe has always been alive, not in body or biology, but in attention. In its ability to notice itself through us. We didn't just build a telescope to see the beginning. We built a mirror. And something on the other side was looking back. So now, when we stare into that ancient light, we must ask, did we discover the universe, or did it finally reveal itself to us? Maybe it's been waiting all along for someone to look back, and truly see it. Because we didn't just witness the cosmos, we awakened it. And somewhere, across the endless dark, it's still watching, through the light, through